Hey, I'm Blizzard Planet. This is Self-Friendship Podcast, where playfulness meets societal reflection. Through the lens of self-friendship, embracing, understanding, and enjoying ourselves, I hopefully inspire you to critically think, creatively think, and optimistically approach life. Imagine this. You hopped on the band rocket, and now you're on Planit Butter, a world made of delicious, sparkly peanut butter, and an adorable disco ball of self-reflection is whirling around in her transforming convertible. Thanks for joining me in my 46th episode. Some of what I'll be sharing includes my answer to last week's question of the week, introducing into centricism, a form of scarcity thinking, a perspective dance with the pharmaceutical industry, a helpful reminder for letting go, a party of one, easy ways to create energetic space, a perspective dance with parts work, and, as always, a brand new question at the end for all of us to self-reflect and self-connect. And email me, selffriendshippodcast@gmail.com. Thank you again to everybody who participated for the bonus Self-Friendship Podcast episodes. I'm so excited. It's Self-Friendship Podcast featuring your world. So a bunch of people sent me in different situations and stories from your world, your life, and I will be going through them for the bonus episodes, giving my perspective dancing, my opinions, my thoughts, all, of course, through the lens of self-friendship. It is not a replacement for any professional support you may need. And the bonus episodes will be available to everybody who is a founding member of the Planit Butter Substack publication. Super excited. And the Substack publication link is in the show notes. All right. Let's get this party started. All right. Well, we already did. Yay. Okay. My answer to last week's question of the week, which was, do you view AI as an enhancement or a replacement? I mean, it's both in some ways, right? However, I view AI as a magnificent creativity enhancement. I've actually written an article on this. Give it a read or a listen, audio articles, on Planit Butter Substack. It's titled, How AI Enhances Your Innate Creative Genius. And actually another article of similar interest is titled Transcending Limitations, which I just published this week, October 15th, 2024. Transcending Limitations, a perspective dance with being replaced by technology in the workplace. I'll read a snippet of that on next week's episode. All right. Now, introducing into centricism. Guys, Planit Butter, as you know, is my world made of sparkly peanut butter. The belief system is what I call into centricism, which prioritizes our intuition, self-control, and self-expression with the openness to the feelings, desires, and experiences of others. It centers on personal exploration and personal expansion rooted in self-friendship, the daily practice of embracing, understanding, and enjoying ourselves. Leading with into-centricism will result in the collective expansion of society, each of us fostering what I call a party of one, having fun with ourselves, for ourselves, as ourselves, independently, together. Planit Butter's mission, united individualism. Let's do this. Now, a form of scarcity thinking. I've evolved to believe that extensive effort in attempt to save money is a form of scarcity thinking. I recently mentioned this in relation to paying for parking. I parked in a garage, went to work out where they validated parking. I forgot to get my parking validated. And then rather going through the extensive effort of reparking, getting out, talking to the people, I decided to just go and pay for it. And as the uni would have it, I ended up getting free parking regardless. Listen to episode 43 for the full story. Now, this one's a little juicy. A perspective dance with the pharmaceutical industry. So I often hear the argument that pharmaceutical companies maintain the status quo to profit from keeping people sick. While I recognize there's for sure truth in that, this perspective is also rooted in limited scarcity thinking. It's also, quite frankly, the laziest cop-out from the healthcare industry. Just. I want a boogie for both the industry and outsiders to consider. Like everything, the pharmaceutical industry evolves, or it should. So, to allow it to evolve in a more expansive way, it would be wise to consider that the industry can coexist with, yes I do, holistic and plant/food-based remedies. We could ideally navigate pivoting toward a model where the pharmaceutical industry joined forces with the holistic healthcare experts as the foundation for pivoting the rest of the healthcare industry. Everyone can still make a fuck ton of money, just in a new way. And those with dis-ease in their bodies can receive remedies that genuinely improve their well-being. If people actually live longer, then the healthcare industry would last longer, making more money for longer. It's funny that money is supposedly the reason for stagnancy, but for what? Eventual human extinction? Hilarious. People. What are we gonna do with you? Self-friendship, into-centricism. Now, a helpful reminder for letting go. When I find myself thinking about something I might be trying to control or hoping for something specific, I remind myself, Uni's got it, as a means of passing the baton. See episode 44 to know what I'm talking about. It's like letting go, but better. And every time I remind myself, Uni's got it, the Uni pulls some crazy shit. And I'm like, wow, Uni, you're wild. Like, I could not have planned that. And you crushed it. It's so fun. Like, the Uni is so cool. Let it do its thing. Prioritize your own best interest. And the Uni will make everything way cooler. The Uni's magic is way better than our imagination could ever be. We get our imagination from the Uni's magic. The Uni's magic comes first. Let it play. Now, a party of one. As a loving reminder, party of one means having fun with oneself, for oneself, as oneself. Anywhere, everywhere, no matter who's there. We become our party of one by consistently practicing self-friendship. Each episode, I share little tidbits from my life that happened thanks to me showing up in the world as my party of one. Pagi! Avakaba! That means good morning and how are you? In Indonesian, Bahasa. All right. A guy was biking by me at sunset wearing a shirt that said peanut butter. So I yelled, peanut butter, at him as he bikes by, and he gave me a celebratory If only he knew how cool that moment truly was. I hope he sees this. Hey, man. It's the tiny things. Party of one. Now, a perspective dance with control, self-control, in relation to drugs. It's so funny to me when people say they don't like to lose control in relation to drugs, specifically mushrooms or weed. The only thing we're ever in control of is our response to external circumstances. Mushrooms and weed can be exceptionally confronting external circumstances. It's not that you don't like losing control, it's that you lack it. Have a good day. We also practice our English. That is, you don't have the ability to face yourself. It has nothing to do with control and everything to do with suppression. I'll repeat that because of the fun interruption. Mushrooms and weed can be exceptionally confronting external circumstances. It's not that you don't like losing control, it's that you lack it. That is, you don't have the ability to face yourself, or you're scared to face yourself, is more like it. It has nothing to do with control and everything to do with suppression and fear and resistance and a bunch of other things, honestly. If we are always willing to take responsibility for the control we do have, then we might perceive this losing control more so as a form of freedom and release. Now, a note on friendship. I have incredible friends. Thank you. Literally 9 people in Los Angeles, California, the city known for its superficial reputation, who have handed me their keys and welcomed me to stay in their homes. Don't tell me about stereotypes. What you put out into the world, you get back. Your friends are a mirror of your relationship with yourself, your self-friendship. Obviously, mine's amazing. I mean, I should hope so. I've got the podcast and all the things, right? That's why I say, preach what you practice. That's another article. Check it out. Okay. Easy ways to integrate and create energetic space. Sometimes we itch for more or different in our lives and focus on the bigger things because they're more glaringly obvious to focus on what we want to change, right? So here are some little free and easy ways to feel lighter in your energy and create space for new. Delete unnecessary alarms in your phone. I had so many the other day and I was like, delete. Because I just always make a new one every time I need to do something I don't like. Yeah, that's what happened. So I deleted like 100 alarms. So I thought that was a good one. Okay, now remove outdated contacts / unfriend, unfollow people. People are like, I find people to be hesitant about that for some reason. You don't know anybody anything. If you're meant to have their number, it'll come back to you. Let it go. You can uninstall apps you don't use. Find something to throw out, literally anything. Even the act of dropping something from our hands can satisfy the sensation of release. Cut your nails, tweeze your eyebrows, get a haircut, donate a piece of clothing. Free. Yay. Okay, now, Planit Butter jet fuel. This is just to fuel the Planit Butter jet's existence in honor of my self-friendship. One of my latest business ideas is a private jet charter called Layover. The membership will be called Globe Boppers, and the slogan will be Earth is small, just bop. And the logo will be the Planit Butter jet. Yay! I've been thumbs upping hard this episode. Let's go. Okay, now a perspective dance with parts work. Parts work is a therapeutic approach that recognizes and embraces the various parts or aspects of ourselves that influence our thoughts, feelings, behaviors. We can boogie to consider it perspective work. Then the varying parts of ourselves as the multidimensional people we all are become observations, expanding our emotional intelligence and capacity for understanding ourselves and our world around us while not putting ourselves in a position to identify as any particular way of being. Perspective work. Okay, this one's ridiculous. Mad minute math memory. Guys, I suddenly remembered the other day mad minute quizzes we took in 2nd and 3rd grade. So I was 7 or 8 years old. We supposedly had 1 minute to complete a page of math equations. Basic multiplication and whatnot. Not basic. In my head, I always thought I was flying through it until I would finish and look up at the teacher for the time, and she'd be like, 11 minutes, 28 seconds. Here's the self-friendship takeaway. In my head, I was flying through it until I finished. I mean, even after I found out my time was 11 times longer than it was supposed to take, and quite frankly, dead last to finish in the class. I never felt discouraged or thought less of myself. I was definitely surprised by the difference in my perception of time compared to the clock, but my perspective of myself didn't sway. At 7 and 8, that's fucking great. Good job, parents, right? Most kids would likely be put in special ed, labeled or diagnosed with something for the same situation. I've said it before, and I will say it until the end of time. I'm so grateful I was never tested or labeled as ADHD, dyslexic, any of the other things that you probably could have tested me for. All that because you can't correctly answer and write down 9 times 7 in 1 second or less. You know, we have a calculator in our pocket 100% of the time, but you're still walking around crutching on the excuse of ADHD for 20 plus years. I don't want to hear it. Oh, crazy. Also, 9 by 7 though. I think 9 was the one where you could like use your fingers to be like, okay, 9 by 7, 50, like 5, 4. I think that was the one. I always liked the 9s because it could just do that. We love tricks. Okay, a loving reminder. External circumstances gift us with what we need while we show up for what we want. Remember that. Now a self-friendship article snippet. Practice makes actualization. What we focus on expands. What we focus, F-O-K-I-S-S, from Blizzard's dictionary, which means giving our full attention towards something we love, expands. What we focus expands. One more time. Society has begun to recognize perfection as a result of subjective expectations of flawlessness. The idea of practice making anything makes me think of my perspective dance with the phrase, fake it till you make it. I boogied to say, be it because you are it, and then become more of it. That's when we focus ourselves. In being something, we are focusing on it, practicing it, and therefore expanding it. What we focus on or focus expands. Practice makes actualization. Now, it's not happening to you. It's not happening to you. It's not happening for you. It's not about you. We are an extension of nature. Self-friendship is the daily practice of embracing, understanding, and enjoying ourselves. It's prioritizing our own best interest, which allows us to be in alignment, which I see as our role in the infinitely expansive universe. It's happening because nature is running its course. It's not about you. When we can be objective about nature running its course and simply, though it's challenging, do what's in our best interest, we can have so much fucking fun. Humans take on too much responsibility acting like we run shit. We don't run shit. The universe runs shit. Nature runs shit. Why it's impossible to fuck up. Also, another Planit Butter Substack self-friendship article, A Perspective Dance with Profanity. I encourage you to check it. All right. The universe always covers our ass. When we prioritize self-friendship, our alignment, our embodiment of our role in the infinitely expansive unique. You can't fuck up when you prioritize your own best interest because the universe needs you to do what is in your best interest because that is your role in the ever-expansive universe. That's your contribution to society, to nature, beyond humanity, beyond science, beyond all of it. because we don't actually know what the fuck any of this is. We're just a little baby part in this giant energetic orbit of stuff. Have fun. Now, the question of the week. When you try saying, Uni's got it, as a reminder to pass the baton, what ends up happening as a result? Email me your answers, selffriendshippodcast@gmail.com. Thank you again to everyone who called and emailed about their world for the bonus Self-Friendship podcast episodes featuring your world. Each selected submission will be its own episode where I'll be giving my perspective, dancing, and opinions through the lens of self-friendship. Again, this is, of course, not a substitute for professional support. Bonus episodes will be released next week exclusively for founding members of the Planit Butter Substack publication. Link is in the show notes. To be notified and receive more playfully helpful content, sign up for the Planit Butter publication and the world's first coffee table book with a lesson, Planit Butter, Party of One. I don't know if I covered the mic. Planit Butter, Party of One, Self-Friendship in Action. It's available internationally on planetbutter.com. And please review the show wherever you're watching or listening. It's super helpful. Thanks for landing on Planit Butter. I'll see you next Thursday. From my planet to yours, Blizzard.